Well, obviously, very disappointed in what went on over the weekend. But determined to get back on track. Talked to the young men this morning. We lifted at 6:30. They're embarrassed. We're all embarrassed. But, there's only one thing we can do, and that's come back fighting, which I intend for us to do. Our players want to do that. We got beat by a very good football team. Never expected the score to be that way, but it was. It is what it is, so we just got to come back fighting. I don't know what else to do. Our players, again, feel good about that. We're putting it in the past, starting from this morning. We're through pouting, we're through brooding, we got to get going. We play another very good football team, by the way. You can watch the tapes. They are outstanding speed, very difficult defense, a lot of schemes that we have to deal with. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go, and we'll find out more about our injuries before you ask. Hano is probably out for at least a couple of weeks. They're all seeing the neurosurgeon at 10 this morning. Sawi, Jordan. We have some other with some nagging injuries, but I think everyone else will be back. Joey might have a problem getting back. That foot is really causing him some problems.
Is there a fracture in there or something?
Yeah, there's something going on in there besides just the foot. A fracture. He might have come back a little bit too early. So we're not sure about Joey. Marcus Malapi will probably miss a couple weeks with a knee. Jordan and Sawi. Thank goodness we got Jordan Robinson back. He played awfully well for the limited amount of reps. One day he was a service team tight end. The next night he's playing snaps at defensive tackle and did a very nice job for us.
What about Lefotu?
Lefotu.
Muir and Shigematsu.
Yeah, Lefotu, I'm glad you asked. Lefotu should be okay with the harness. Has an elbow strain. There's some strained muscles here. Kapuasai, Shigematsu, and Blake Muir all have very similar injuries to the labrum, kind of the muscles within your shoulder, because they do so much of this. It's a very common problem offensive linemen have. And the doctors had a different, I've not heard the term before, called a slap tear, where you have to play through that. You have to play through some pain, and most offensive linemen go through that because of all the extension that they do. But three of them hopefully will be ready. We'll kind of pad it up, and you can't hurt it any worse. It's just a matter.
Is it like a tendonitis then, or is it?
No, it's like a little tear, I think, in the labrum.
But it's not surgical? Or?
No. It's, just gonna have to play through some pain. Who else is there? I tried to put a travel list together, 64 guys this morning, and which was what we're allowed to take to conference games. I'm not so sure we can find 64 healthy bodies, but no excuses, none whatsoever.
You had Kamen in there second. Is he your number 2 quarterback now?
I think so. He brings some experience, some maturity. Hadn't played for a while, but has stayed up with it all. Very studious, studies a lot. And we need David outside. I mean, we're hurting out there as well. Darius Bright going down, and Scott Harding chipped up a little bit. We need Dave to spend some time. David Gray to spend some time outside.
You said a couple of weeks on Bright. Is he now eligible to come back?
That's another one. I thought he'd be okay, but he's not. He'll be another week or two.
As you begin to regroup here after this weekend and move forward, how much in preparing for the next game, be personnel moves or anything because of the injuries?
Huge, Robert. We talked about it all this morning. We have to make sure you're so limited amount of practice sessions you have with getting ready for each game. Basically it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and again, I'm not used to. Boy, this flight took the wind out of our sails a little bit. I'm not used to that, the way Hawaii has to travel. So we need to make decisions now. We're going to practice a little bit more this afternoon than we normally do on a Monday. Not hard, but just getting guys in there. I'm very candid. I don't believe in hiding anything. We're probably going to bring Benny Funo out of a redshirt year. We're going to look at him. We're not making decisions on Monday. We're just going to look at different things to go on Monday. We're moving Mike Milavale to tackle in case Sean can't go. We just moves that we have to make. So, but it's not definite moves. It's just moves that we're going to try to see if they work or not.
You mentioned the players are working hard. You mentioned it's on the coaches to try to figure something out. Do you foresee, and obviously injury could force you into some of this, tweaks in the schemes and the systems going forward?
I think so. I think any good coach has to, any coach worth his salt, we have to figure out what we're capable of doing. What are we good at, and try to do that. I've always felt like we could run the football, but the last couple of games you fall so far behind that you just have to be one-dimensional. And when you get that way, people can rear their ears back and come after us. So we have to be more balanced. We have to keep the defense off the field. And we went 7-3 and outs the other night. We can't do that. But you're behind, so all of a sudden you're tossing it around, and then the pass rush is getting to you. Just one problem compounds the next one.
What's the problem with defense? Is it scheme or personnel?
I don't think it's scheme. I don't know if you saw the tapes, but Kalmar blitzed the corner right into the play. I mean, the corner blitz came right into the play, and we missed the tackle. I'm not blaming anybody. Believe me, I don't do that because we all. But I don't think there's a problem with the scheme. Nothing whatsoever. I don't know if there's an offensive problem, but I know defensively, when you play tough bump and run coverage like we do, that's a tough defense to play against because it allows 9 guys to stick in the box and try to make some plays. But no, we'll tweak some things just to hopefully they're subtle enough that you won't be able to tell. But I believe in our schemes. I really do.
Can you talk about also your belief, your philosophy in sticking with Schroeder, sticking with the guy you deem number one at QB?
I was taught, and I've always subscribed to the theory that we're a one quarterback team. You can't play quarterback and look over your shoulder. Just like you can't play aggressive man-to-man bump coverage and look over your shoulder, because things are going to happen. Now, admittedly, Sean didn't play as well as he could have. We're getting together in a few minutes. But he was under siege for heck's sakes, and we need to shore up a lot of other areas. And no, that's something I just believe in. And I've been through it. I've been through some spring balls with a couple of different quarterbacks. I'm a firm believer, unless things go totally, awry, which they haven't. Heck, we've still got a long way to go.
Coach, about the schemes, you jumped into an odd front defensively after a couple of those injuries. I believe you told Steven after the game that you practiced it, so there was some comfort there with the defensive players and Tom. Is that something that you will consider moving forward?
We've talked about that. We'll figure out how we are with Sowie and Jordan and all that. And when you play an odd front, you need more linebackers, obviously. And again, we have to find out where the strength of our team lies. We like to have the ability. Tom likes to have the ability to do both, to mix. Most good teams do that. I mean, BYU was jumping in and out of 3-4 into an even front and all that kind of stuff. And we want to have that ability to do that as well. Whether we go to it full time or not, again, we just have to see. We're very hopeful. I am very hopeful that Sowie will be back. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.